can we talk about effort just for a second? Because apparently effort only counts if you're exhausted, you're dramatic, or you have that before and after photo. If no one saw it, if you didn't post it, if it didn't almost take you out, did it even happen? We've somehow created this idea that effort has to be loud. It has to be visible. It has to be measurable, impressive. But there is a kind of effort that doesn't make noise. No announcements, no applause, no, look at how much I did today. It's the effort of getting out of bed when your body feels heavy. It's the effort of answering the email you've been avoiding for 3 days. It's the effort of showing up when you're already tired. It's the effort of choosing not to push too hard. And here's the honest part. Sometimes you know you are completely done and you push through anyways. We know it's unhealthy. We know burnout is waiting. But we still want results. We still want proof. We still want something to show for the day. Because if there's no output, it feels like the effort didn't count. I personally am horrible for this. I burn out often. I overcommit. I overpush. I try to earn my rest instead of honoring it. And I'm learning slowly to organize my days better, to pace my workload, to build in recovery, not to wait until I crash to take a break. But here's what I'm noticing. If there's no product, no finished thing, no visible result, it can feel like the effort gets discounted, even by me, especially by me. We really act like if you didn't deep clean your house, start a new routine, answer every message, reorganize your life, and reinvent yourself by noon, then you did nothing. But your brain is like, excuse me, we regulated emotions, stopped a spiral, we managed overstimulation, and didn't snap at anyone. That was not nothing. That was effort. But because no one saw it, it feels invisible. And invisible effort is easy to dismiss. There's something very specific about conversation for women, especially neurodivergent women. We've had decades to perfect our quiet effort. We've had decades to manage internally what other people don't see. Managing sensory overload, managing emotional intensity, being too much, not enough. That management is effort, but it doesn't photograph well. You can't post, today I regulated my nervous system instead of spiraling. You can't post, today I stopped before burnout. You can't post, today I chose sustainability over self-destruction. But that is real work. It's just internal. And internal effort is often the hardest kind. I think we've tied effort to output, right? If there's nothing to show, nothing completed, crossed off, posted, it feels like the day didn't count. But sometimes the effort was stopping. Sometimes the effort was pacing, right? It was not pushing past your limit. That doesn't mean you were lazy. It means you're paying attention now. And paying attention is a skill, especially if you spent years ignoring your limits. There's a kind of effort that looks like canceling plans without guilt. There's a kind of effort that looks like saying, not today. There's a kind of effort that looks like doing one small thing instead of 10. There's a kind of effort that looks like stopping when you're already on empty. There's a kind of effort that looks like choosing long-term stability over short-term validation. And honestly, that makes more self-control than burning yourself out, because burning out is familiar. Overworking is familiar. Proving yourself, being restrained, it feels unproductive. It feels wrong at first, especially if you built your identity around being capable, about being reliable, being the strong one. Quiet effort often protects effort, right? You're protecting tomorrow's energy and your nervous system. It's protecting everything. It doesn't have to feel impressive. We celebrate intensity. We glorify exhaustion, the hustle, the praise, the grind. But sustainability, emotional regulation, that's quieter. And sometimes it feels invisible. There's something else about quiet effort we don't talk about enough. It's lonely sometimes, because when effort is invisible, no one validates it. No one says, I saw how hard it was for you. No one applauds you for spiraling. No one congratulates you for pacing yourself. And if you grew up needing external validation to feel secure, that silence can feel very confusing. But what's actually happening is you're maturing. You're moving from performance to alignment. You're shifting from what did I do to this feels sustainable. Sustainable is quieter. It doesn't spike dopamine, right? The same way intensity does. It's loud. Intensity is dramatic, right? Feels productive, even when it's self-destructive. But it does feel steady, and steady can feel boring if you're used to chaos, especially. For a lot of us, calm can feel unfamiliar. You almost wait for something to go wrong, really, right? You almost manufacture urgency because urgency feels normal. So you choose a regulated place that isn't just effort, it's rewiring. Teaches you your nervous system is not everything. It doesn't have to be urgent. You don't have to be exhausted. It takes repetition. It takes catching yourself mid-push, asking why. Why am I adding more? Why am I pushing harder? Why does slowing down feel unsafe? What kind of inquiry is effort? No one sees it, but it changes everything. Quiet effort builds trust with yourself. When you say, I'm done for today, and you actually stop, you build self-trust. When you say, I need rest, and you honor it, you build self-trust. When you say, this is enough, and you don't chase more, you build self-trust, and self-trust changes how you show up. It changes what you tolerate, changes how you plan, how you define success. You stop chasing intensity. You start choosing consistency. You stop glamorizing exhaustion and the value of peace. And that's the shift. It's massive. So maybe this week we don't measure effort by how exhausted we are. Maybe we measure it by how regulated we stayed, how intentional we were, how many times we choose, sustainability over self-destruction. Maybe the win isn't how much you did. Maybe the win is how well you protected your energy. And if you were in a quiet season where progress looks slow, where growth looks steady, where effort looks invisible, that doesn't mean nothing's happening. It means something is stabilizing. And stability is powerful. You don't have to prove your effort. You don't have to perform your productivity. You don't have to exhaust yourself just to justify your existence. Quiet effort is still effort, and you're allowed to count it. If this conversation felt familiar, grounding, or something like you needed to hear today, I'm really glad you did. We're building something steady here, something honest, sustainable, and you don't have to navigate this season alone. So, I'll see you next time on Tosha Lee Unmasked, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk to you later. Bye.